Hey there, it's Stephanie Shea, Chief Astrologer for janspiller.com with your monthly horoscope. And this one is for you, Gemini. As we come into February 2021, we see a lot of astrological activity focused on information gathering activities, something that Gemini excels at. It's going to be a good month for learning either formally or through self-study. We've got the sun shining in Aquarius through the 18th, and this really highlights your thirst for knowledge and curiosity about life, spirituality, and philosophy. Feed your mind and enjoy researching topics of interest this month. We've got Mercury, planet of communication, retrograde in Aquarius through the 20th. So it's not a great month for new commitments. However, it's a fantastic time to brush up on your skills. And as I said, immerse yourself in research projects or taking classes, this type of thing. If you feel enthusiastic about an entirely new course of action, maybe related to some of your bigger picture goals, just take this month to research your ideas and make some loose plans that can be solidified after February 20th, when Mercury stations direct. You'll be seeing things a lot more clearly by that point, have the information you need, and you'll have the astrological support to start something new after that date. Now, this month's new moon is on February the 11th, and it's at 23 degrees of Aquarius. This is making a favorable aspect called a trine to your sun. Aquarius is an air sign, so is Gemini. Whenever you get air to air, it just kind of flows. So this is a great new moon for you, especially if you're born on or around June the 14th of any year, or if you're a Gemini rising person with around 23 degrees Gemini rising. You're primed for the most new beginnings as a result of the intentions that you set at this new moon. Now, all Geminis can maximize this new moon energy by setting intentions related to education, walking your philosophical talk. That's one of my favorite ones. As far as you have these ideas and beliefs that you hold strongly, and then you notice you're not exactly living that in your life. And you get inspired to certain changes to the way you interact with people, the way you live your life, and then suddenly feel more in alignment with your values. This is a great new moon for those type of intentions. It's also a good new moon to set intentions that might have to do with finding a mentor or mentoring others and inviting more adventure into your life. So lots to work with. At this new moon, we've got an exact square between Saturn and Uranus that's going to be felt most strongly mid-month. And this aspect puts tension between tradition, which is represented by the planet Saturn, and invention, which is represented by the planet Uranus. So you will probably be undergoing some mental renovations under this astrology. It may not manifest out into your tangible physical world just yet. It's time to update your files and adjust your actions to your current reality. Kind of a similar theme to what I was just describing in the new moon. Sometimes we have to catch up with ourselves and realize we're running old programs and see what we need to clear out and what we need to promote more of that we are actually more on board with, if that makes sense. So definitely update your files. This aspect is going to be in effect all year, so don't feel like you have to make all these changes at once. This is a gradual psychological unfoldment process that you're in, and you're going to feel this Saturn-Uranus square energy most strongly this month, June, as well as December. But you've got all year with it working kind of in the background. It's probably going to push you to identify and break old patterns that just don't work for you anymore. So there's a lot of opportunity in it, even though sometimes it might feel uncomfortable and that you're being called to step outside your comfort zone. These are the things that help us grow. So we've got Mars in the sign of Taurus all month, Mars being planet of action, ambition. Taurus likes to stick with it. This is good news. You're going to probably feel quite motivated to resurrect old projects that have been stagnating. You can use this energy to reinvigorate your mind and spirit with activities that feel nurturing to your creativity and sense of well-being. It's pretty productive astrology. We've got the sun moving into Pisces on the 19th, and this highlights your career and public image. So the last part of the month is going to be a great time to make your talents more visible to others. And again, after the 20th, we clear that Mercury retrograde. So if you were planning a big push to put yourself out there professionally, you will probably feel the most traction after the 20th when that sun is in Pisces. And then, of course, we've cleared Mercury retrograde. Now, the full moon this month is on the 27th, and it's at 8 degrees of Virgo. This does form a tense square to your sun. And if you were born around May 30th of any year, or you have around 8 degrees of Gemini rising, you could feel extra emotional at this full moon. That's one of the things the full moon does, is help us to recognize our emotions, but sometimes it can feel like a lot. Be gentle with yourself and others, especially if you find yourself feeling overly critical or perfectionistic. Yes, perfectionistic in your expectations. That can be kind of the downside of a Virgo full moon. On the upside, you could be refining or putting the finishing touches on something and finally have that eye for detail to see something you hadn't been able to see before, so that you could get it to the next level. So 2 sides to all astrology, and I hope you can use all of this month's astrology to your advantage. Be safe and be well, and I will see you here next month with your horoscope.